We're going to be looking at multiplying decimals. Now, the method to do this is to turn our multiplication into a whole number calculation. So at the moment, on the left-hand side here, we're looking at question 1 in the I do task. We've got 0.3 multiplied by 3. Now, this decimal here, 0.3, I want to make that a whole number, so making that an integer, so that I can then use my knowledge of multiplication to calculate my whole number calculation. So, to make 0.3 a whole number, I can multiply 0.3 by 10, and that becomes 3. So multiplying 0.3 by 10, that becomes 3. So I'm now going to calculate 3 times 3, which is 9. Now at the beginning of my calculation, I multiplied 0.3 by 10. So I now need to undo that. So I'm going to do the inverse of multiplying by 10. So for my answer 9, I'm going to do 9 divided by 10 to undo that multiplication of 10, and I get 0.9. So my answer is 0.9. Okay. Moving on to the second question for the I do task. 0.3 times 0.3. This time I've got 2 decimals multiplied together. So I need to turn both of them into whole numbers or integers. So multiplying both decimals by 10 this time. And I get, again, the calculation 3 times 3, which we know is 9. Now again, I'm going to do the inverse of multiplying by 10. But I need to do this inverse twice because you can see here I have multiplied by 10 twice. So I'm going to do 9 divided by 10 and then divided by 10 again, which is the same as 9 divided by 100. 9 divided by 100, we're moving 9 2 places to the right in my place value columns, and I get 0.09. So my answer is 0.09. For the last one then, we've got 0.03 multiplied by 3. Now this decimal here, I need to turn into an integer, a whole number. If I multiplied this decimal by 10, I'd get 0.3. If I multiplied it by 100, however, I would get 3, which is a whole number, an integer, which is exactly what we want. So again, 3 times 3, that's equal to 9. And I need to undo that multiplication of 100. So I'm doing the inverse of multiplying by 100, which is dividing by 100. 9 divided by 100, that's 0.09. So my answer for 3 is 0.09. So if you haven't already copied up the I do task, can you make sure you've got that copied up so you can go back to the clips? Okay, and then you're going to have a go at the I do task, sorry, the you do task. So have a go at this one. So write it down, pause the video, have a go at it, and then I'll go through it. So pause the video now. So for this one, we're going to multiply 0.4 times 10, and we get 4 times 2, which is 8. Then we need to undo multiplying by 10. So doing 8 divided by 10. And we get 0.8. Okay, second question is here. So again, get it written down, pause the video to answer it, then press play to check it. So for this one, this time we need to multiply both decimals by 10 to get an integer calculation, a whole number calculation. 4 times 2, again, that's 8. We need to do the inverse of multiplying by 10 twice to our answer of 8. 8 divided by 10 divided by 10. Well, that's the same as 8 divided by 100. So we get 0.08. So my answer is 0.08. Okay. Now for the last one, again, get this copied down, pause the video to answer it, and then press play when you're ready to check it. So 0.04 times 2. To make this decimal here an integer, I need to multiply it by 100. So I get 4 times 2, which is 8. I then need to undo this multiplication of 100 by doing the inverse of multiplying by 100. So dividing by 100. 8 divided by 100, that's 0.08. So my answer is 0.08. Okay. We're now going to, once you've finished marking these, make sure you've corrected any points where you've gone wrong with the correct working out. So you can go back to the video to see each solution if you want. We're now going to look at one of these in context. So we're going to calculate the area of the rectangle that I'm about to draw. So when you're copying this up, remember guys, use a ruler. Does not have to be to scale. So we're going to draw a rectangle. It's going to have a base of 0.12 meters and a height of 0.2 meters. So I want you to draw this, pause the video, have a go at it, and then press play when you're ready to check it. So we're going to go through it now. So remember, the area of a rectangle is equal to the base times the height. So here it's equal to 0.12 meters multiplied by 0.2 meters. I'm going to make this a whole number calculation by multiplying 0.12 by 100 and 0.2 by 10. So we're going to do 12 meters times 2 meters, which is 24 meters squared. And then I need to do the inverse of multiplying by 10 and the inverse of multiplying by 100. So I'm doing 24 divided by 10 divided by 100. Sorry, 24 meters squared, which is equal to 24 meters squared divided by 1,000, which is equal to 0. Sorry guys, equal to 0.024 meters squared.